This is the Thayer Podcast for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. For over 3 years, I've been promoting John 3:16, the Bible verse that John the Baptist wrote about Jesus and his last few moments on the cross. John was Jesus' best friend, and he wrote about him a lot. His greatest words come from chapter 3, verse 16 of his first book. I kind of think if John was alive today, he probably would have used slightly different language, but his words would still have the same crystal clear meaning. God loved us all so much back in the day that he fixed it so that whoever believes in his son Jesus will never die, but will live on forever. I was watching Facebook Reels the other day when one came up that grabbed me by the face and got my undivided attention. It was titled, "The Man on the Middle Cross." Alistair Begg, a preacher who's been doing it since 1975, told the story. In my estimation, it was probably the best sermon ever written. I've been writing 5 verses a week for over 3 years now, pushing the idea of John 3:16. I was writing because a dear friend impressed me with an impromptu sermon in a hotel room far, far away. I know my heart has always been in the right place, but it never occurred to me how important it was, for me, what both the preacher and my dear friend said. You see, Preacher Begg made it clear what the whole deal is all about. When you're asked, "Why are you here, standing at the pearly gates?" and you answer in the first person, you're wrong. "Because I," just doesn't cut it. Begg told the congregation it's not your good works that get you into heaven. It's not you praying to God every day. It's not what you say or do, and it's not the shining example you try to be that others might be able to emulate. No, the only thing that'll get you into heaven is your absolute faith that Jesus died so you wouldn't have to. So there was Jesus and 2 criminals, all 3 of them on their last legs, hanging off these huge wooden crosses next to the road outside the gates of Jerusalem. One of the criminals, dangling next to him, looked over at Jesus, who'd been brutally nailed to his cross, and asked if he wasn't just another criminal, why the King of Kings wasn't able to free himself. The other one on the other side of Jesus spoke up and exclaimed, "No, man! We deserve to be here, but he is innocent. He has done nothing to deserve this." That's when Jesus uttered the words that form the basis of the testimony that John the Baptist wrote down over 2,000 years ago. "For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Preacher Begg told his congregation about this scruffy old guy dressed in tatters, standing at the pearly gates in front of all those angels and St. Pete himself. He was asked, "Why are you here, old man?" What do you think he answered? Probably not what you'd expect. Certainly not a glowing review of all his good deeds and lifetime accomplishments. Instead, the old guy said simply, "Because the man on the middle cross said I can come." So the question is, will a virtuous and grace-filled life be sufficient to get you into heaven? Or do you believe, like that tattered old guy, that the man on the middle cross already gave you his permission? Improvise. That. Overcome. Semper Fi.